Is your heart happy with what you have done so far? If not, repeat it. Businessman thinking that constantly of money is also meditating. Dhyan is wrongly translated into as meditation, but it's not that. But Dhyan means to transcend the mind itself. Leave it to God. You cannot demand godliness. Einstein's hobby was to spend a lot of time in his bathtub counting bubbles.
Daaji, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
Thank you for doing the sequel to the previous podcast that we recorded. It's truly always a pleasure talking to you, sir. Thank you. So, sir, yesterday I went on a tour of the uh, facility over here, the entire ashram. I think I've covered only a portion of it. I went through what's called the Yatra, the spiritual, the Yatra garden, right? With 13 points. Could you explain what that is about, sir? That was very interesting. With different colors and different contrasting emotions and all that.
See, general traditional belief is that there are only 7 chakras, starting with Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipur, Hridaya chakra, Kantha chakra, Trikuti, and Sahasradal Kamal. Right? Here, since our journey begins at the human level from the heart, the lower 3 chakras are very common between human and animals. So, and we are already on the heart chakras. So we need not travel through the lower 3 chakras. So remaining chakras are 13 after those 3. So total 16 main chakras. 3 we don't need to travel because we have already transcended those 3 chakras.
Okay.
Our journey as human begins with the heart chakra. And that's what differentiates us from rest of the animal kingdom.
Okay.
From the heart, as we move on the spiritually evolutionary process, we transcend Panchabhutas.
Okay.
Each chakra has dominance of one of the Panchabhutas. Dominance means that will be almost like 80% dominating with that element.
Okay.
Remaining 20 will be mixture of the remaining 4 bhutas out of Panchabhutas. Heart is all about the earth.
Okay.
Earth element is dominating there. Next comes the chakra, we call Atma chakra. For our understanding, we call it as second chakra. And that has a dominance of space element
Okay.
or ether. After that, we come to the next chakra in our spiritual journey. When we meditate day after day, we move from heart to Atma to third chakra is fire chakra, Agni chakra.
Okay.
And then from there to fourth, Jal chakra, water.
Water.
And fifth is the air element. So this is all about Pinda Pradesh where Panchabhutas dominates. And wherever there are Panchabhutas dominion, there will always be Dvandva, opposites.
Opposites.
Will always be there. And then once we are out of it, Dvandvas, where we transcend opposites, love and hate, fear and courage, peace and restlessness, clarity versus confusion, all this. Then a state of generosity develops in your heart when you drop all these differences within yourself, opposites, and you enter the realms we call cosmic realms or Brahmand. That's the beginning in the higher regions. Then we move on to the next level of Para-Brahmand, going beyond Brahmans. Para-Brahmand also is not the final state. At the horizon of Para-Brahmand, you are bypassing Sahasradal Kamal. and entering various states of consciousness. To begin with, one of the consciousness state is prapanna, where the state of Saranagati, which Lord talks about in Gita, dominates you. And the best example of Saranagati so far you can find is of Hanuman. Absolute Saranagati, no questions asked. Lord says, do this. He says, he will not say why. He will not even ask how.
Just do it.
He will just do it.
Yes.
And for that, he did not have any pride or arrogance that I am the only servant. That,
Yes.
and that's why his name, his original name must have been something else.
Okay.
But later on, the history, in order to highlight the character of each person, it gives different names. Hanuman. Hanu means without. Man.
Arrogance?
He's not crazy for respects or pride or honor. He's without all this.
Okay.
Since we are talking of nomenclature, after the facts, how the historians highlight their characters, do you think Gandhari or Dhritarashtra would give a name like Duryodhan?
They want, of course.
Right? Duryodhan means Dusht Yuddha or Dusasan.
Yes.
And how the Pandavas are praised by the nomenclature like Yudhishthir,
Yudhishthir, yes.
right? Bhim, Sahadev. All these great honors are given to Pandavas. The other way is different. So these are post facto characters to highlight who they were.
Yes, it makes a lot of sense. Yes.
Well, coming back to this idea again of how we transcend, Saranagati leads to another state where you are so much surrendered to the Lord, where you don't even worry for your bhautik or even adhyatmic progress.
Okay.
You absolutely surrender. Whatsoever may happen, let thy will be done. That dominates your mood. Lord begins to worry. Then if he doesn't think of his progress, how to make him progress? So he carries that person in his consciousness. Almost like a kangaroo keeping the baby koi in its pouch and completes the journey. So once you have absolutely taken Saranagati of the Lord, it becomes the Lord's responsibility to carry you forward. And that's why the importance of masters, the guides or the gurus, is so much towards the pinnacle of your spiritual journey. Their role is indispensable. You just cannot move. I give you one example. Our Shastras do not talk about anything more than Sahasra Dal Kamal. Why? I always wonder, why is this the final state? They described it as the final state, but it is not. They got stuck there. The condition prevailing at Sahasradal Kamal is so mesmerizing. That's why they call the condition there as that of Sat Chit Anand. Nothing beyond it. No bliss that can surpass that. That's how they felt. And they thought there is nothing beyond it, and they just slowed down. And once you slow down, there is no progress.
Yes.
So you don't see the other horizon. What comes beyond bliss? So that's why you need a person of caliber who has seen, oh, now this guy is wallowing in honey, or like a honeybee soaked in honey pot. It will die one day.
Yes.
So we have to move beyond Sahasradal Kamal. And there are 3 more major chakras after that we have described and portrait them on the ground. But these are all just to entice you to try it out, or entice you to have some understanding of your journey. It's like you're seeing a map. You're going from New York to Disney World, almost 2,000 miles plus. Seeing the map is not completion of your journey.
Yes. Yes.
It's not even the beginning.
Yes.
So when we read books, Patanjali Yoga Sastras, and when we read esoteric books on chakras, and when we watch such places like Kana with Yatra garden and all that, sometimes you get satisfied. I know it. It's all logical. Where is your experience of even of the first chakra?
Yes.
But all these things can inspire us that yes, we should not be satisfied with mere knowledge. Move on to experiencing. And as I was mentioning, is my experience enough? I experienced once in a blue. Oh, some people describe, I went to Kailas, I went to Mansarovar with such a great personality. Naturally, I mean, when you are away from the hubble bubble of Delhi or Mumbai or any other place, and when you do visit such places full of solitude and vibrations free, pollutions free,
Yes.
you will be automatically be drawn inward. Right? You will have very temporary solace, temporary peace. It is because of the outer, not because of the inner change.
Yes.
Outer echoes in your heart. That also gives you false satisfaction. It's like you go to a very fine restaurant. You read the menu. It serves like a book. You have the aroma of the food. It serves like such visits to an outer place. But you'll have to, for true quenching of your thirst or your hunger, you'll have to drink or eat.
Yes.
So the fragrance of the food is, I think you can say, the places, they work like that. It doesn't matter however great a place may be, they merely serve the purpose of fragrance. But that fragrance must be created from within yourself. That experience that you had at outer place, or when you have even experienced the inner peace, it's only temporary.
Okay.
Experiences tells you there is something beyond. Thus, a thought leads you to feelings, feeling leads to experience. It's like you visit one of your friends who is very wealthy, beyond imagination, and you spend a year or 3 months, whatever. And when you come back home and you share all this luxury with your friends and families, you praise it so much, right? But deep in your heart, you say, I wish I was like him.
Yeah.
I wish I was as rich. Spiritual experiences also tells us something. Divine experiences, however great, but then your heart yearns, longs for, I wish I was also divine. It's not enough to have divine experiences. It's good,
Certainly.
but I wish I was also divine. So becoming supersedes all your desires that I have to become. And having become, you'll come to another state that will also become a burden to you. And you say, okay, I'll have to renounce this. So you actually are going beyond. You're transcending yourself every time. You have transcended the mind. You let go of the experiences, you let go of the becoming, and you are entering that void of absolute nothingness. And this everyone passes through these stages at some point or the other in life. Until that zero nothingness is attained, you will always remain restless.
What's the point of attaining zero and not being restless? I mean, one of the criticisms that Western people levy upon Indian philosophy, Indian spirituality, is that we are trying to renounce everything, renounce the world, become zero. Then who's going to make the world progress?
That's the beauty of it. See. As we progress spiritually, we don't abandon the material world. I would still be functioning, but with a different level of consciousness. It's like a laborer working in the farms versus the owner working in the farm.
Right.
Right? I give you an example from my own life. I was doing business. Right? We used to hire a lot of interns, pharmacy interns, and pharmacists also. As an employees, their productivity was something.
Yes.
Right? And the timing was, oh, I'll come only at 10, and sometimes they'll bunk and they'll come at 11, creating
Yes.
excuses.
Yes.
Going back early is also an excuse.
Yes.
But as I began to share with them profits, right, then I started sharing with them, okay, look, we have the opportunity of opening another pharmacy in front of this hospital. Would you be willing? They jump on it.
Yes.
And there I see them work. When I say, oh, it's only 10 to 5. No. They will go early in the morning at 8 and come, God knows when they close the doors. Time becomes infinite. They even take the work back home because they have some package.
Some ownership. Yes.
The sense of belonging has to be there. Now, when we are talking of spirituality and how owning that spirituality by ourselves, owning our responsibility to it, that changes everything. It's not just God waiting. I am waiting also. I am also waiting to become like that individual, the characters. And whatsoever I do, nothing will satisfy me until I complete it perfectly. That is a state of mind of a conscientious being. What spirituality teaches us the most is your heart happy with what you have done so far? If not, repeat it. Do it diligently so that your heart is satisfied. And when we apply this principle, even in the material world, doing business, when you are dealing in business with many people, are you cheating someone? Are you making monkey out of your partner? Right? At home, is there peace? Is there harmony? Are you doing the best that you can for your spouse and your children and your parents? For the help that you have in the house, your drivers, your maids? Even if there is some shortage, some mistake done somewhere, even by one of your family members, your heart will remain agitated. Because you as a spiritual being, you are so much sensitized from within that you cannot tolerate any negative or any defect. So spirituality actually ennobles everything, anything and everything that you touch. You cook food, it will have the flavor of your divine touch. You partake food, it will have its own flavor. You converse, it will have its own flavor. And that's why Gita says, Yoga Karmashu Kausalam. Having attained that state of yoga, state of union, all your actions, they become excellent. Your thoughts becomes excellent. You excel in everything. Because that yogic mind, yogic state of mind, is beyond yamas and niyamas, is beyond hinsas, beyond untruthfulness, beyond discontent, beyond possessiveness, beyond stealing. It's difficult to explain. That's why we say nothingness. It is not that there is nothingness. It is infinite. You see, either you can describe the motion as a zero motion, or you can describe the motion as so fast that you don't feel that it's moving at all. And that fastest movement where you feel it's not moving at all is something like that nothingness. Let me give you another example. When I walk from here to New York, take few years perhaps, few hundred, not 100, but maybe 30, 40 years.
Maybe, yeah.
If I jog, different level. Go on a scooter, different speed.
Yes.
I go by flight, 18 hours.
Yes.
If I go, let's say, from London to New York on supersonics,
4
of
hours.
course,
Yeah.
you leave at 10 and you reach there at 8,
Yeah.
before time, as they say.
Yes.
Instead of supersonic speed, if there was something that was moving at the speed of light, even before you say, we are leaving New York, you are already there in London. Even before you complete your sentence, you are there.
Yes.
And if we move at the speed of tachyon particles,
Faster than speed of light.
much faster. And if your mother-in-law had the knack or the ability to move at tachyon particles, she will be in every bedroom at the same time. Right? She will be in every nook and corner of the universe at the same time. And that's what we describe God as.
Yes.
Motionless, but still everywhere.
Yes.
Motionless because we are unable to fathom the speed at which things move around him.
Spirituality is not about attaining zero or nothingness. It's about perfection. It's about being the best that you can be. And you spoke about 13 chakras. Can one attain the pinnacle within a lifetime?
Yes, part of lifetime.
Part of lifetime.
I have witnessed, experienced, worked upon individuals who are able to move at lightning speed. And once I had seen half a dozen individuals, especially ladies from a small village of Rajasthan. I was resting in my cottage there in the farmland. And suddenly I saw a few ladies, ages between 40 and 50. Half a dozen of them working in the farm, and I was resting in air-conditioned room. They were working at high noon in summertime, April.
I see.
And they were working with, even they would put man to shame kind of a thing. Hardcore labor they were doing. And I saw from my window that what's going on, why so much digging sound. So I invited them inside, please come inside. So we had tea together and watch what overwhelmed me was this contrast that I'm resting in AC room and they are performing that work as volunteers, cleaning up the place, digging so that we can do the plantations. It moved my heart so much. It hit me from inside like an earthquake. And immediately I said, let's all meditate. I sat, and in no time, in fraction of a second, they moved from 1st to 13th.
How did you perceive that?
I felt it
I see.
in all of them. And then we just sat. I couldn't open my eyes for a long time. And the vibrations, you feel the vibrations. There will be churning sensation inside, or you feel the whirling motions at a particular chakra. That shows that some activities are happening at that chakra. Let's say if you are on the 3rd chakra, right? The inside color perception will change. You'll see more of white color, purity. On 4th chakra, when you are there, there will be so much of darkness. At the same time, your mood will be like, I own the world. You become so fearless when you are on the 4th chakra. You become full of courage. I can do anything in this world. Things like that. And when you are on the 13th, it has its own flavor. So you can't make a mistake of not identifying the beauty of that area, the moods and the vibrations and the spiritual state that you yourself felt, that you felt peaceful.
Yes.
Right? This is something there even peace says goodbye. Samadhis also say goodbye. There's nothing in this world that you can describe it with. It is like this. But you still feel something which is beyond words. And you begin to feel that even in the air, when the quality of the air and the vibrations will also change.
I see.
It's not only you, but the air also will feel different. Trees will feel different at that moment. So I took that snap also. And that happened first time in my life that I could witness a shift in progress from here to there in fraction of a second. First time.
So why is it that some people can progress very rapidly and some struggle?
Openness of the heart, surrender, and your ownership. It's like I own this place. I belong to this divine universe, and let me do whatever I can do during my lifetime. God has given me the opportunity of serving. Let me serve. Like many people, that time, they were resting in some dormitories or under the tree, or some people were resting in their AC room like myself. But they didn't think of their comfort. And they said, oh, we have to work.
So the path to spiritual progress is meditation. Why does meditation take you forward?
What else can take you forward?
I don't know. Nothing else.
But not all people who meditate will make it.
Exactly. Yes.
Because meditation means what? Meditation, in general dictionary meaning is repeatedly thinking or focusing on one object.
Yes.
Businessman thinking that constantly of money is also meditating.
Yes.
Right? Recall your romantic days. You could not move your mind away from her, even in your sleep she'll come. That's also a kind of meditation. See? When you hate someone, do you keep your mind away from that?
You focus.
Your
Yes.
mind is fully there.
Yes.
So meditation, in that some science, it is also that.
Hmm.
Dhyan is something else. Dhyan is wrongly translated into as meditation, but it's not that. But dhyan means to transcend the mind itself, transcend the very thought itself. Like the other day we talked about karma and shrama.
Mm-hmm.
Shrama is all about labor.
Yes.
Karma is all about whatsoever we do
Mm.
towards God realization is karma.
Mm.
See? So when we look from this angle and we analyze that Gita sloka, karma nivadikaraste ma phalesu kadachanam,
Yes.
why would you not think of the fruit before you act?
Mm.
Krishna was not a fool to recommend such an advice. This principle was applicable only for one thing, Brahma knowledge, Brahma Vidya, God realization.
Mm.
If I have to go to Bombay, I have to plan. Bombay is the product.
Mm.
If I have to earn 1,000 rupees to buy a ticket, I'll have to do some activity to earn money so I can buy a ticket, so I can go and attain the fruit which I thought about.
Yes.
So he's not hinting at that. See. He's hinting that you perform your karma, do your duty when it comes to God realization. Leave it to God. You cannot demand godliness. You cannot insist that I must realize God. It happens only when you have fully surrendered.
Mm.
That's why the sloka like that. But people say, oh, why are you thinking of exams, results? Study a lot. But then, if you have to worry about your results
Yes.
and find the right teacher, learn from the right books.
Yes.
The dhyana is to transcend the mind itself.
Mm.
We begin with the thought, though. Thought is that divine presence or divine light is in my heart.
Yes.
It's a thought.
Yes.
With the help of transmission, yogic transmission, we are taken up in some way so that we have the flavor of what this divinity is all about.
Mm.
And that flavor comes to us, descends into us to the extent of our ability to perceive. It also depends on our openness. Yeah. So the transmission or the yogic pranahuti, we can experiment also scientifically.
Mm.
For example, if you are doing vipassana, all right, have 10 children, 10 students practice vipassana.
Mm.
Let them write down their experience. Have another 10 going through transcendental meditation.
Yes.
Let them write their experience. Have 10 students with Brahma Kumari's way of meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Have 10 as per Sri Sri or Isha if they have any things of way how to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
Collect as many ways as possible. Have batches of 10, let them write. And interchange these methods. Another week, write their experience. Heartfulness also can be included, but without transmission, without pranahuti.
Okay.
Okay. And let them conclude on their own. Right? And finally, you have this experiment of heartfulness way meditation, but with pranahuti.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And see the results. They'll speak for themselves.
Okay.
Whatever is suitable for you, whatever is most efficacious for you, you will be able to relate with it.
Mm.
I don't say that heartfulness is the only way. But for you, what is good for you? See, for yourself.
Yes.
Even in pharmaceutical industry, suppose this is a painkiller medicine, and somebody else finds another painkiller molecule. And you have 100 individuals who are volunteering as a control and 100 as an experimental.
Yes.
Right? 100 control will not be taking any medicine, placebo.
Placebo.
Another 100 will be given this new medicine. Another 100 is given already existing medicine.
Yes.
And then you compare the results. If it is better than placebo, that means a good medicine.
Yes.
If it is better than the already existing medicine, then you say, wow, I hit a jackpot now. I can market this and make a lot of money.
Yes.
So spirituality also should have such a scientific approach.
Definitely. Yes.
Yes. And one should not get carried away into a feeling that I was initiated by Daaji and I cannot leave Daaji forever. That will be stupidity. If you find a guru better than Daaji, embrace and fall at the other person's feet.
You said that when you meditate and you reach certain chakras, you perceive colors, certain colors associated with the chakras.
Correct.
What is it that perceives these colors? Is it the mind? Is it the self? Is the mind separate from the self?
No. The color is because of the dominion of that element,
The element.
one of the Panchabhutas.
Yes.
For example, when you are so absorbed in heart chakra, dominant element there is Prithvi,
Yes.
right, earth. And there it is yellowish color.
Yes.
Now, why you say yellowish, I cannot say that because that's how you feel there.
Okay. So who is perceiving this yellow?
You, person who is meditating.
Is it my mind who's perceiving it? Is it my soul who's perceiving it?
It's your overall feeling.
Okay.
Overall feeling that. How do you perceive when you see the green color? Okay. And a blind person don't see the color.
Okay.
Or the color blind person sees only the black.
Okay.
One who sees clearly has a good eye. Right? And others are unfortunately compromised.
Okay.
At a spiritual level also, will everyone see the yellow when the work is going on the heart chakra? No. And will I always be like that and I don't see the color? No. Everyone at some point or the other will witness these colors inside as we move from one chakra to another chakra.
Okay.
Sometimes you'll also feel them as if you noticed when you went to this chakra garden or Yatra garden, your entry and your exit during that chakra, either you moved this way or you moved this way.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Right? So, when you move anti-clockwise, and there are chakras where you move clockwise.
Clockwise. Yes.
Right? So, number one, for example, where you move from like this in a clockwise fashion. And when you go to the second chakra, you enter and go the anti-clockwise. So, at all odd numbers, you can conclude that it's a clockwise. At even numbers, it's anti-clockwise.
Okay.
Right? And why does that happen? That is easy to explain. See, when you have these electric currents passing, right, there is a positive and there is a negative.
Yes.
They repel and attract each other. And that's why the waves are formed. This opposites that plays out in the heart region, in the Pinda Pradesh, where these Panchabhutas are being played around, you'll always see this. Always see this. What is lower in the heart chakra will become, that level of awareness will come to the higher part of the next chakra.
Okay.
Then it will turn again reverse on the third chakra. These vibrations you can feel when you are so deep inside and become so subtle inside from yourself. You'll be able to see the movements also, how the energy movements are happening inside.
You mentioned about trying to gauge the difference between the various forms of meditation or various paths by scientific methods. Yesterday, I did this podcast with Rudy Ji, in which he asked me about whether there is some connection between science and philosophy, whether that sort of thing. And I said that science and philosophy are completely separate. Science deals with observable phenomena and physical objects. Spirituality and philosophy deal with non-physical objects, for example, God and the soul and all that. What is your perspective about this? Is there a common ground between science and spirituality or philosophy, or are they separate from your perspective?
Both emerge from your deep consciousness. Let's see the example. I'm not talking of ordinary scientists and ordinary saints or ordinary people meditating. Okay. When you talk of Newton or Archimedes or Einstein
Yes.
or Oppenheimer, and that lady who was blind, what's her name? Helen Keller, right? Our ancient sages of India, who were scientists by sages who were scientists.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What is common to all of them? Archimedes was fully relaxed when he had to find the percentage of gold in the that gold was given to him. What was that? His
Ground.
in the crown. So the king was very concerned. Is this really gold or is it mixed with some other metal? So the task was given to Archimedes: find out the percentage of gold in it without destroying the crown. And he kept wondering, how in the world am I going to do this? Days passed, and one day he was just relaxing in a bathtub. And as he went inside the bathtub, water displaced.
Yes.
And it occurred to him, wow. Then he experimented later on. At that wow moment, eureka moment, he just got out and then he did the unbelievable thing. He found out that density and the surface area can be connected and we can find out the purity of the substance. Kekule's, his invention of a benzene structure,
Yes.
was in a semi-deep sleep state or a dreamy state, and he said one tail of a snake is in the mouth of another snake, and he joined the 6 carbons and said, wow, this. And then other experiments later on proved that yes, it is a hexagonal structure.
Yes.
Likewise, Newton. I mean, we have seen apples and mangoes falling, but he, in that relaxed moment, had counter-questioned himself. Why did it fall on my head and it didn't go upward?
Yes.
And gravitation was invented.
Yes.
And I have recently learned that Einstein's hobby was to spend a lot of time in his bathtub counting bubbles.
Okay.
Our rishis who could find actual movements of the stars and planets, identifying the constellations, something that you are even not able to prove today, even with the most expensive or exotic telescopes. They could perceive it through meditation. They could juxtapose their feelings and say, okay, this star is here. Without seeing, they could feel it inside. So, in your deepest levels of awareness, you are able to perceive all these things. See? I myself had written my master's thesis in technology. My topic was preservations and silicon coating
Okay.
on the containers. And the whole thing was so contradictory. The answers came only through meditations. And my professor was also saying, what you are submitting is absurd. But then I proved it to him, say, that it cannot be wrong. And many such inventions, I would say, they generally happen only when you are at the depth of your silence. It just occurs to you. So the scientific researches and your deeper levels of samadhi, I think the root of both are same. A person who has experienced a samadhi, he continues to go inward for more pearls. Dive, deeper you dive, you'll find better and better pearls. Right? Scientists would make it extrovert. Oh, we can do something with, nothing wrong with it also. It has improved our quality of life so much.
Yes.
What makes spiritual is just your thought. What makes it material is also your thought. You may be doing your spiritual practice or religious practice, but it is no less than a trajectory business with God. When some people have this attitude, God, give me this and I give you this coconut.
Transactional.
Transactional.
Yes.
God, I want to marry this girl. I will do all this for you. Well, too many. You see, there are many temples people go, and sisters, out of emotions, they throw their jewelries at the temple, at the goddess, gods, whatever. You think God needs our jewelries and cash? It would have been better if you had given it to your driver or to a maid who helps you every day and out, day in and day out.
Yes.
So, would you call that religion or spirituality? So, not every religious act or spiritual act is perhaps worse than bhautikta. It's worse than prostitution, perhaps. So, all spiritual act need not be spiritual, and all materialistic act need not be only materialistic, because there were prostitutes who indulged in their acts while remembering God, and they attained the highest levels. So, it's not just the act, but with what state of mind you are carrying on with your life. You can be in romantic relationship with your wife, but at the same time both of you are in a sync with the remembrance of the Lord. Does that act become profane?
No, it is not.
So I would not differentiate between science and spirituality. It is what we do with it and how we do with it, with what attitude we approach science, and with what attitude we approach either the religion or spirituality. It is up to us how to ennoble it or make it full of blemishes.
Right. So I visited the rainforest yesterday.
Rainforest, yes.
Yes. What's the story behind that? It's an incredible thing in the middle of this area. How did that come up, sir?
Well, we love to experiment. And again, one day during meditation, one evening, this thought came, why not have Amazonian rainforests at Kana? So I asked our forest officer, Ramakant sir, can we have forest here that is like a rainforest? He said, sir, if you say it, it will happen. But I said, talk to me in scientific way. Can it happen in this environment? said, no way it's possible.
Okay.
Then another idea came later on, another set of meditation. That what is Amazon? Rain, rain, and rain.
Yes.
So we can also provide rain here. We put rain guns. So we got the plants, and we started providing rain, artificial rain, thrice a week, just for 5 minutes. 5 minutes each day. And that's all we did. We did nothing else. If we can provide the environment, I think trees will respond accordingly. We had also somehow cultivated, what is that thing that grows in Kashmir? Saffron.
Saffron. I see.
And we did that in our kitchen refrigerator. Okay, it's a walk-in refrigerator. say.
Okay.
And so we had to put just extra things like tube lights. And we had lovely flowers inside. See. So I think once we provide the right environment, things are possible. Some of the plants didn't take off. So we provided nutrition.
Okay.
And twice a month we spray what they call foliar nutritional sprays from a gentleman who gives it to us for free. So we lavish our trees with that nutrition called starter by Tropical Pharma, Tropical Agro.
Okay.
And for fruiting trees, we have another product through the same company called Topper. These two products are we use very widely over here.
Is this something that cities can take up as part of their greening programs?
It's very simple, you can see. It's extremely simple. And seeing all this, PM has also requested us to develop the entire stretch of Aravalli Mountains of 750 kilometers.
Wow, that's enormous. So what's your plan for that?
We began the work from Taranga Hills, from Gujarat, and we go upward slowly. The work has started.
Okay.
Yeah. First, we are creating water bodies. So this water will support the trees later.
Yes.
We have already extensively we have done work at Sinhagad, roughly 2,000 acre plus forest. And I'll share the photographs with you before and now, in just 3 months' time.
Okay.
You'll be amazed to see what human intervention can achieve.
So have you recreated the rainforest over there, or is it a different type of forest?
It will be a lot better than what we have here.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the scale is different. What you just saw is hardly few.
Yes, it's a small region.
That is 2,000 acres. So, and the stretch of Aravalli Mountains, it will be a sight to see.
So are you planning to create a rainforest all across the Aravallis?
Various types of forests.
Okay.
And it will all depend on water, how we are able to conserve water.
Yes.
I'm still thinking on government has to also approve because we are dealing with many governments. Rajasthan government led by Congress, Haryana led by somebody else, Delhi led by someone else, Gujarat led by someone else. So everyone has to come on the same platform and say, okay, let's do it.
Definitely, yes.
So Gujarat has come forward first, so we began work there.
Okay.
Yeah. So based on the, I think, local cooperation, because in Sinhagad, what we had observed, the locals, tribals, they cut the trees.
Oh, they do.
And once they cut the trees, they feed to animals, and the remaining wood stock they will burn for their own. So I am requesting the government, look, a small village, if you can give them 20 acres of land and grow grass for their animals, right? They will not go inside the forest to cut
Yes.
for fodder.
Yes.
And when we have other grasses growing and other vegetation, we can create the biomass, and from the biomass we can create CNG, and the CNG can be given to the local villagers. So they will not burn the wood also.
Makes sense, yes.
Yeah. But this means investments, and spiritual organizations like ours, we don't have deep pockets. We thrive only on donations.
Right.
And we manage our own affairs in a bare minimal way. So government intervention, CSR, people with good resources can join such initiative.
Right.
Yeah, and because Rajasthan, this Thar desert
Yes.
of Rajasthan is quickly moving eastward,
Oh, it's expanding.
expanding.
Okay.
And if it moves toward Madhya Pradesh and UP, I think you can imagine that they too can become Rajasthan-like
Okay.
deserts. So one has to prevent its progression.
By planting trees.
Only way is planting trees.
Absolutely, yes.
And a lot of haraffairy is also going on. The government officials who are corrupt, I would say, they allow in dark hours, dealing with dark people, stealing the minerals from the Aravalli mountains. It's full of minerals.
Yes.
A lot of rich mineral, varieties of minerals. They also have great mines, marble mines.
Marble.
Yeah, and red color stones. So these are all dangers also.
Okay.
Gifts have become dangers.
Yes.
We do not know how to preserve. And greed takes over. So the mountains are also disappearing. And mountains, they were the first first line of defense against Thar desert. But they would prevent the progression. But now even little valley is created, it will move.
That's a big problem. They're going to cut down the rock to extract the rock, right? That's, yeah. I also saw that you have this charcoal plant.
Yes.
What is that for, sir?
Well, once I was watching a show on TV, Terra Plata, and what they found in Amazon forests when they were digging for whatever excavation studies they were doing, and they found the layers of charcoal coming out from the soil.
Okay.
And then later on they found out why the ancient South American forest dwellers, Indians, they were also called Indians. They were using charcoal extensively. So in that strata of soil, there was a layer of charcoal, regular mitti, and then charcoal, regular mitti, and then charcoal. Layers of it were there.
Okay.
And along with charcoal, they found some bones, animal bones, and some waste, fecal matter, degraded there. See.
Okay.
And then they were trying to explain that the charcoal makes the soil extraordinarily rich.
Okay.
Right? And when I applied my knowledge as a pharmacist into it, you see, that whenever we dispense charcoal capsules, there are charcoal capsules also.
Yes.
They prevent acidity. How do they prevent? It absorbs all the acids.
Right.
Okay. And I had also learned that if you're traveling in a village or somewhere where you don't have medicines for diarrhea, suddenly you have diarrhea. And what are you going to do? You don't have medicine. So it was learned that you take either chapati or roti or paratha or make a toast, but burn it.
Burn it out, right?
Burn it out.
Yes.
And then put a lot of butter and have it. So the charcoal thus produced will absorb the toxins. Now, also when you see Emirates and other, airlines, Etihad, expensive cars like Mercedes, BMW, what do they use for filtering the air?
Charcoal again.
Charcoal filters.
Yes.
In expensive water filters, they use charcoal filter.
Yes.
So charcoal has a capacity to absorb things, in short. What is the capacity, the extent of its capacity? 10 gram charcoal is equivalent to almost half an acre to 1 acre of surface area because of the intricate tissue structure. So it can absorb more. Right. Now, when you soak this charcoal in cow dung and cow urine or any other waste product like that, it absorbs it. Throw it into the forest or into the farmland, or throw almost 2-3 kilos of it before you plant a fruit tree. Throw it in the pit along with some other compost and some regular soil. The growth that you see here with the trees is because of this charcoal, because it provides nutrition over a period of time. And as the water also percolate, it also has a lot of impurities with it. So charcoal will absorb it and allow the purer water to go below into the grounds.
Okay.
Right? So we have only, if you see here, multiple places. As the water flows, we had earlier in the first monsoon charted out the water flows in one area. And along these water flows, we created pits every 50 feet.
I've seen those, yes.
And in those pits, we fill them up with charcoal. And on top, we put some other stones like things. That's it. Water flows, it goes into the first pit, it saturates that pit, overflow will go to the next pit, and final water, overflow will go into the pond. Nicest thing is that charcoal retains everything, and after 3-4 years, you remove it and throw it into the farm, put charcoal again. And the underground water that will go below, it will be purer, with lesser what they call TDS. Otherwise, the dirty water that flows from top crust goes into the deeper ground. That also becomes dirtier.
Yes.
So charcoal is the best way, I would say, to give growth to plants and also keep the water purer. You can have at least, you can put a lot of charcoal in such porous cloth and leave it in the refrigerator also.
Okay.
It will take away the odor.
Okay. Very versatile. I saw you also have sandalwood trees here.
Oh, plenty. My economical reason. Each tree at the end of 15th year, it will fetch you easily 5 lakhs.
Okay.
And per acre, you can plant at least 300 to 400 trees. Right? So, if you plant only 300 and you get 5 lakhs, it's 15 crores per acre.
Yes.
That means 1 acre will give you 1 crore per year.
Yes.
And my plan with cooperating governments statewide is this. For example, Madhya Pradesh has 52,000 villages, right? Plus minus 2,000. We can have, let us say, 50,000. And in each village, if you plant only 1,000, so 50,000, you use the calculator if you have, times 1,000.
50,000 times 1,000. 4, 7. That's.
That many trees.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Times 5 lakhs.
That's 12. That's a 5 billion rupees. 5 billion rupees. Sorry, trillion. 5 trillion rupees.
Keep counting.
Okay.
So, we can change our. And I say that, look, the farmer, I mean, villagers keep fighting a lot these days. The Panchayat Raj has polarized the society.
Okay.
If you give them 1,000 trees, right? So, 1,000 times 5 is 50 crores. And these 50 crores can be divided between these villagers who cooperated in protecting and nourishing these trees. This will give them the motivation to unite.
Definitely.
So we are bringing about harmony, we are bringing economical growth. And sat, we can also impart spiritual training to these people. So this is just one example of how we can contribute in a very definite way. And it's not hallucination.
It's very real.
It's very real.
Yes.
We can do many other things based on the state. For example, in Uttarakhand, where we have one ashram there, Satkol.
Okay.
And in front of our ashram, and we have few ranges. And one of the range I found while walking, thyme. It grows like a creeper on the ground.
The herb, thyme, yes.
Thyme. And it's also a good place for rosemary and oregano and all these things.
The climate is good for those.
Just perfect.
Yes, yes.
And it naturally grows. Nobody has planted. It just keeps growing there.
Okay.
And if you see the price on Amazon today, 20 grams, 110 rupees.
That's exorbitant.
Right?
Yes. So that could be a good
Uttarakhand, Uttarakhand is a place where you can have wealth of medicinal plants, these herbs.
Okay.
Someone has to take up such projects, you see. Government can lease out each mountain to this youth. You take care of this mount, you can take care of this mount. You can become like Karna, you see. You need not give gold, but you can give this Mittika mound. Mittika mound. Karna was giving away the golden mountains. And of course, our people, the youth, when they work on these small projects, I think it's like each industry, each mount can become an industry.
Yes. We also, I mean, I was also told by Darshminderji that the charcoal initiative that you have, could even solve the pollution problem in Delhi because of the stubble burning.
Yes. We can convert stubble into charcoal. We have the machine that we have developed.
I've seen the machine, yes.
And it's very easy. Very easy.
So have you given a proposal to the government to do that?
Yes. I have given it, but they wake up they say, how is it possible? I say, you come and have a look. They don't come easily.
I see. I mean, that could really solve a huge issue, isn't it? Delhi gets choked up with...
I had another proposal also, but when I proposed, because you see, you have to have both parties come together.
Okay.
Center as well as the state.
Okay.
And it's not going to happen.
Politics. Okay.
The idea of removing the pollution is very simple. In China, if you visit industry that is polluting, they solve the problem of pollution very simply. Let's see if it's generating a lot of dust and some chemical particles in the air. All throughout the industry, they will have little mist.
Okay.
Regularly, flowing from heights. So it settles, it is like rain. And that water is transported into something and then that is treated further. Delhi is not so polluted to have chemicals, it's just dust and other smog kind of thing.
Yes.
We can have at multiple locations such mists from high-rise buildings, at traffic junctions, at highways, wherever you find that there is so much of exhausts happening. Also, like toll booths, or wherever you find that there is a traffic jam, such places can be identified. Also, Delhi enjoys naturally occurring those gardens. Thousands and thousands of acres of them all across, spread across. All the gardens can have these mists, rain guns.
Brilliant, yes.
Right? So that will provide water to the plants. At the same time, it will curb the pollution. So it's very easy. I mean, the solution is simple. You need someone to implement.
Right. You had spoken about the fact that you have these meditation sessions with thousands of people uh, once or twice a year. Is something coming up in the future, sir?
It's always going on. Every Sunday we have meditation all across uh, in groups. That's all. That's there. In Madhya Pradesh, we had chance to visit 42,000 villages out of 52,000
42,000 villages.
villages, and we touched 1.2 crores individuals and taught them how to meditate. Now the question is, how many will continue after? That's up to their individual interests.
Yes.
But we do follow up every week with them. We send these messages, Twitter and other stuff. Like those who have subscribed will benefit.
That must be like lakhs of people, maybe crores of people.
Yeah, 1.2 crores.
How did you touch so many individuals? Do you have those many volunteers?
We have. So everyone descended from all parts of the world.
I see.
And even when people from Madurai who didn't speak Hindi, they had these local volunteers and said, "This is how you meditate." They explain, and that's it. And then these people transmit to them, and they sit and meditate. So these guys would stay in every village. They would stay 3 nights.
Okay.
So 42,000 villages times 3.
That's that's a huge number.
Big, yeah. And most people, I think on an average, they covered 25 to 30 villages.
Each volunteer. Okay.
And everything from their own pocket. There was no, I would say, not even 5% of support from the government.
I see.
Financial support was badly lacking.
I see. That's incredible. Everything without government support. Such a big coverage. Yes.
And who will benefit? The government only, or the political party who allowed it to happen.
Right, yes.
And public will think that, they are connected. But we are not connected with anyone.
Yeah, that's the way politics goes, sir. Right, sir. So thank you so much for a wonderful conversation. I learned so much once again. I think still we are just scratching the surface, but I'm going to end it here. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed the conversation. Please share this on your Twitter, Instagram, and WhatsApp so that this podcast reaches a wider audience.